Hi, Joe Kehrig with the Kehrig Real Estate Team. And before we jump into this weekly San Ramon Valley update, I want to chat a little bit about, people talk about with home prices going up, is it better the rent, not the rent? And I'm just going to give you a couple of numbers that will kind of shock you. Look at the first slide. It talks about the annual cost of renting is the rent you paid that year, and the annual cost of owning is property taxes, maintenance, repairs, homeowners insurance, P&I payments. So on the surface level, it might look like, it's better, maybe better the rent. But look at this, where homeowners gain wealth over time, renters lose it. And you can see the blue line. If you purchased a home in 2006 or you started renting in 2006, you can see that the wealth gain is huge going up for people who purchase, and the loss is going down. It's the exact opposite of, and that's every year. Look at if you purchase in 2000, people go, well, in 2006, that was a long time ago. Look at 2015, same thing. If you purchased, your wealth went up. If you rented, your wealth went down. You purchased in 2019, same thing. Purchased in 2020, same thing. All of them are the exact opposite. That shows you, no matter when you purchased, even in 2002, where prices have settled down a little bit, you still have a situation where your wealth goes up. When you rent, you go down. There are situations where, I know someone who's been renting for 30 years, and, basically what they've done is, they paid someone else's mortgage. I know I teach members of our real estate team to go after renters. And what we send out is we show them that with the interest rates going down, and we look at the tax benefits, being able to write off the interest, there's not a whole lot of difference in the payments if they can scrape enough for a down payment, borrow from parents. There's some 3.5% loans out there. If you can do something like that, then what happens is, the delta isn't that great, but what you're doing is you're building up equity. And interest rates have gone down. I mean, I just refinanced a loan, and I got a 7-year fix. Now, 7-year fix doesn't mean like a 15-year fix. It's 7-year fixed and adjustable for 5.19%, almost down into the 4s, which we haven't been for a long time. If you have any questions refinancing or you want to get something in the low 5s, I've got a lender out there that can get it done for you, so give me a call. But look again, homeowner remains a wealth-building engine, and the cumulative annual costs are equity benefits of homeowners versus cumulative rent. Now you can see starting from 2006, starting from 2015, the same graphs that you saw. This shows it another way where you can see the negative of renting is obviously going down in scale. The benefits and the wealth building of owning goes up. And affordability for home buyers reached a 3-year high because, again, interest rates have come down, prices have stabilized, and wages have gone up, which means this is kind of the first year that wages is probably going to outpace appreciation for real estate. And we talked about this in last week, is the fact that the affordability is the best it's been for, since we started into this 5 or 6 year run since 2020 after the pandemic. So again, what Mark Fleming, the chief economist for First American, says, affordability should continue to improve, allowing more households to unlock the home ownership door and start the equity building journey that turns a house into a wealth building asset. So if you know someone, if you're renting or you know someone's renting, give us a call. We can sit them down with our lender and see, hey, is it possible to be able, because again, you can get down for as low as 3.5%. Now you might not be at the 5.19% that I got, but you can definitely probably be in the 5s with an adjustable rate. And I would definitely do a 7-year or a 10-year adjustable rate to get the interest rate down, because during those 7 or 10 years, interest rates are bound to come down again. You can work into a fixed rate loan. Now, I don't think they're going to go below 3 like they were before, but definitely there's going to be opportunities out there. So again, if you know someone, if you have a child or yourself who's renting right now, give us a call and we'll map it out. It might just be, if you're younger, you got to improve your credit a little bit. We have lenders that can help you work on your credit score to raise that as you're building up some money to be able to put down. So let's look at our market. So what you've seen the last couple of weeks is the fact that inventory has been going up, which is normal. We enter the beginning of the year. That's why, the end of January, February, March are the hottest times in the market, because there's not quite as much inventory, but the buyers have come out. Inventory will continue to grow. And what we saw was it was really outpacing the pendings when they first came on the market. Now we're starting to see pendings go up. And in a couple of weeks, you're going to start seeing solds go up. But everything's playing catch up. So you can see here in the San Ramon market where inventory has been going up and up and up. And the pendings were somewhat stagnant, but now they jumped up last week. And you can see the closed escrows are low. But again, those will catch up also. So we're going to continue to see more homes come on the market, continue to see more properties go pending, continue to see more close. They estimate, because we've been at about 4 million homes sold the last couple years through the United States. In contrast, 2021, there was over 6 million. So we are down 33% what we were during the peak, which was kind of a crazy year anyway. But they do expect them to rise with the affordability and more homes coming on the market, interest rates staying down, maybe, again, going up 10% to 4.5 million. So again, the San Ramon market, same thing in Danville. You can see that the actives went up and up and up, but the pendings also went up and up and up. And you'll see the closed sales will actually also continue to go up or start to go up. The Alamo market, it's funny because the Alamo market's a little bit different. There's normally not a lot of homes on the market. Now, the graphs look large, but remember, there's 20 homes on the market. If this was San Ramon or Dublin, that graph would look like it would be like 80 homes on the market. But it went from 25 to 20, and amazingly enough, the pendings went from 7 to 9. So, and we had one closing in Alamo. So it's a slower market. So you see a lot of the variations much greater there. But then you look at Dublin, and it's the same thing as San Ramon, Danville, where you actually have more sales and more activity, inventory going up, and obviously pendings going up. Right now, solds are stagnant, but some of those pendings will start to close. The amazing part is this is the first time that I can remember in the last couple months. Remember, towards last year, the market was going down. Almost everything was below 100% of asking price. And the inventory, because people, what they were doing at the end of the year, the only thing that's left is what we say is a sales rack that no one else wanted. So obviously, people were getting good buys on them. They'd been on the market for 60 or 90 days. Now that we got some fresh inventory, we're basically seeing now everything selling for over 100% of asking, shorter time on the market, because people now are cherry picking the best listings, the ones that are priced right, shows well. So you can see San Ramon 100%, Danville 104, Alamo 101, Dublin 102. First time that in months, probably 6 months as I remember, that all four have been 100% or more. So, the market, as I mentioned before, if you're a renter, someone's renting, you want to just have them sit down with our lender and at least get a plan in place that even if they can't purchase right now, get a plan in place where they can, because again, the affordability they expect to improve as prices stay somewhat the same. They'll go up a few percentage points, but the interest rates might even go down a little bit more. But with more inventory, that keeps a lid on the prices a little bit. So the affordability is going to get better to better. So if you're either thinking about, well, maybe we make our next move, or if you're in a 3.5% or 4% interest rate that you don't really want that home, you either need a bigger home or smaller home, well, we can get you something in the low 5%. So there's delta's not that much. When you were at 3.5%, and interest rates are at 7 or 8, that was hard to make that move, even though you kind of needed to. So everyone's situation is a little bit different. Give us a call. We'd be more than happy to sit down with you and kind of analyze, be your consultants. Just give me a call, Joe Kehrig, 925-487-6838, or drop me an email, joe@kehrigteam.com, or visit our website to learn more about the Kehrig team, www.kehrigteam.com. It's going to be a very fluid market this spring, so make sure you stay tuned, make sure you subscribe, and get all the updates, and don't hesitate to reach out if you need us.